everyone, this is Winter, and today I'm showing you how I do a semi-permanent hair coloring using the Adore product. So as you can see, this is purple rich eggplant, and I just poured it into a bowl. And to prepare, you definitely need some gloves because your hands can get pretty stained. And you want to section your hair off either in 4s or 2s, whichever helps with your hair. My hair is very thick, as you guys can see, so I like to section it off in 4 parts before coloring. And that's what I do. I clip everything out of the way, and I'm getting ready to split this section in half before I start the process. Now my hair was brown. My hair is brown in this, so right now this is a faded out semi-coloring. Before this I had red semi-coloring, and it has just now faded after probably about a month. So these coloring really does last a long time. So the key to not getting hair dye all over your face and your skin is to use the good old Vaseline. Take some Vaseline and put it on the perimeter of your head, and that includes the front, the sides, behind your ears, the back, just so that you can avoid any like spilling or dripping. The Vaseline will prevent dripping, and it is really great for getting color out of your skin. And that's what I'm doing, just putting it all around the perimeter of my head. And now I'm gonna get ready to start the coloring. So I'm lazy, y'all. I don't really use parts for my hair. It's way too thick. So I just finger part my hair, and I get this beautiful coloring brush that you can get from any beauty supply store. You don't necessarily need it, but it does help. And I'm going to start off using the brush on the ends of my hair and working it all the way up. So I'm not a professional colorist, so I don't know if this is the proper way to do this, but for semi-coloring, if this is your first time or your first couple times, I would definitely recommend going from the ends upward, because sometimes you'll see later on in this video, but sometimes you can run out of coloring, so it's really key to have the ends of your hair done rather than the roots. And what happened with my hair previously was that I did run out of dye. I had 2 bottles, but I started my hair from the ends to the roots. So once I got to the front of my hair, I simply did an ombre look, and honestly it came out amazing. And once I kept washing my hair, it literally had an ombre look. So it was brown on the top, and then it slowly went down to like burgundy color. Anyways, that's off tangent, but I hope you guys see what I'm doing here. Once you saturate your hair, just simply finger detangle it and incorporate it into your hair just like you would with leave-in conditioner, moisturizer, just getting your hair all saturated. And what I like to do is I like to twist my hair once I color it. Now this is not necessary, but it is good to keep your hair organized during this process because this color can start dripping, and I like to twist it to avoid the dripping and to just keep me nice and neat. And I'm not sure if the twists help keep the color locked, but in my opinion it does, because it makes sure that the color is staying and that it's all clumped together. You don't want it to dry like that, because sometimes, like let's say you're doing blonde hair and you do that, you could have discoloration throughout your hair. So be careful with like lighter colors, but while you're putting it in, it's totally fine to braid it up or twist it. And that's what I just keep doing, is sectioning it off, getting the ends to the root, finger detangling just to incorporate all of the color throughout, and then I twist each section. Now the one time I did dye my hair permanently was actually when I used blonde. So I have never done blonde with a semi-permanent hair color, but I used a box dye for my blonde hair and it turned out honestly amazing. But my hair is it's very easy to dye, like it takes color very well, so it doesn't really need to be bleached. But of course, bleaching helps if you're going for blonde. Um, but you should really take note of your hair and how it reacts to hair coloring, whether it's permanent or using a semi-permanent product. But if your hair does well with permanent products, it most likely will do very well with a semi-coloring. And honestly, semi-coloring is very hydrating for your hair. Every time I do one, my hair ends up, it's honestly like a deep conditioner for my hair, so it just gets so much more like attention and nutrients and moisturizer from these products. I have no idea why, but it's honestly my secret, y'all. So now that I'm done with this, I like to just get the perimeter good before I start on to the next section. And I skipped the other part of the back just because I literally did the same thing. And now I'm going to start on the front, finally. So I wanted to include this part because I won't tell you just yet, but you'll see why I wanted to show you guys this front and not just skip to the rest of my hair. Okay, fine, I'll just tell you. So the reason why I showed you guys this part was because this is right before I start to run out of coloring, and this is like my biggest pet peeve because I forget how thick my hair is. So if you're like me and have thick hair, 2 bottles is not going to be enough. You need 3 bottles, and at this point I had a lot left in the bowl, but I honestly underestimated how much product I would need. So I wanted to show you guys what the front looks like when it's fully saturated and you're not running out of product. And I love to part my hair in the front horizontally, just so that it can lay downward, because that's how I wear my hair when it's down or when it's straight. And I simply part and do the ends to the roots, finger detangling, making sure all of the product is distributed in my hair. And after this, I will just touch it up like I'm doing now. Make sure you get the perimeter of your hair and don't worry about your skin getting tainted, because that's what the Vaseline is for. And then I'll just split this part in half because it is the top of my head, so it's pretty important. And then as you can see, the ends of my hair still have that ombre going on, so it's lighter on the ends, which also is why I started at the ends, because if I start at the roots, then my roots will be super dark and my ends will be super light. And that's not the look I was going for. But yeah, if your hair is thinner, just get 2 bottles. But if your hair is pretty thick, think of it as a conditioner or a leave-in conditioner. How much you'll need for that is going to be the same amount that you'll need for a semi-permanent hair dye. Then I'm just twisting everything out so that I can leave it on for I leave mine on for 25 to 30 minutes, but the longer you leave it on, the better your hair will take. And then I'm just gonna wrap it all together until I show you guys the last bit. And this bit, I did run out of hair dye. This is what it looks like after, and this is what it was before. But I did run out of hair dye, so that was frustrating. You guys will see the difference from the other front versus this side. I'm trying to be as frugal as possible, but it is really hard. In this moment, I would recommend going to the store, but I figured I'd just go to the store and then come back and touch up the front, which you can do at any time. For this instance, I am continuing the whole process because honestly, it's not as bad as it seems. If you run out, just make sure to get the ends to the roots. And once you finish your whole entire process, you are going to rinse it out after 25 minutes and treat your hair, style your hair as normal. And if you really feel that you missed an entire section or a whole section is not matching with the rest of your hair, definitely go to the store and get some more product and do it again only in the section that needs to be redone. And I really want to mention that when you're doing these semi-permanent hair dyes, think about how you wear your hair. So I usually wear my hair in a middle part or side parts. And for this video, I am only focused on my middle part. However, if you do wear side parts, definitely make a side part and make sure that the surrounding hair is colored very well. And then for vice versa with the other side part, make sure you just touch everything up because that is how you wear your hair. So you want it to blend very nicely. So as you can see, it is a little bit drier than the other side of the front, and that I was pretty disappointed about. But after I completely distributed the color, it didn't seem to be that bad. The only thing is when I lifted my hair up, it wasn't as purple as I'd like it to be. Like right there. But I just continued to twist, and this is the end result. I think this is great, so I hope you like it.